After you find out all the things that can go wrong, your life becomes less about living and more about waiting. Acts of kindness. A random act of kindness, no matter how small, can make a tremendous impact on someone else's life. It is this belief in a power larger than myself and other than myself which allows me to venture into the unknown and even the unknowable. Ruin is a gift. Ruin is the road to transformation. Your highest thoughts sometimes arise in your lowest moments. Many people pray to be kept out of unexpected problems. Some people pray to be able to confront and overcome them. A seed neither fears light nor darkness, but uses both to grow. You fall because you are human, and rise because you are divine. Sand lines my soul, which is filled with the breath of the ocean. What we can change is our perceptions, which have the effect of changing everything. When seeds want to rise, they drop everything that is weighing them down. I am nothing more than the consequence of catastrophe. Live and act within the limit of your knowledge and keep expanding it to the limit of your life. If a man is to live, he must be all alive, body, soul, mind, heart, spirit. Life starts out with everyone clapping when you take a poo and goes downhill from there. Too many people seem to believe that silence was a void that needed to be filled, even if nothing important was said. When you fail, you also learn how not to fail. I want words at my funeral, but I guess that means you need life in your life. The level of success you achieve will be in direct proportion to the depth of your commitment. Without a sense of identity, there can be no real struggle. And all the lives we ever lived and all the lives to be are full of trees and changing leaves. Set goals that make your heart sing. Then achieving them is an experience of uplifting joy. That which can be destroyed by the truth should be. Conformity to the present is invisibility to the future. Stay focused and work hard. Nothing in life is for free. Trees are poems the earth writes upon the sky. We fell them down and turn them into paper, that we may record our emptiness. The topic of compassion is not at all religious business. It is important to know it is human business. It is a question of human survival. Writing about the unholy is one way of writing about what is sacred. Above all, never think you're not good enough. Never think that. In life, people will take you at your own reckoning. Give it your all, because greatness awaits those who rise to the occasion with unwavering determination. If you cannot find peace within yourself, you will never find it anywhere else. The worst part about being lied to is knowing you weren't worth the truth. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. The day you become old is the day you're not looking for new experiences anymore. In order to attain the impossible, one must attempt the absurd. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. When you treat your failures as lessons, you can never fail. It's never the value of water but thirst. It's never the value of life but death, and it's never about the friendship but trust. Some choose to influence change, and some choose to be influenced by change. You choose which one are you. Any war that requires the suspension of reason as a necessity for support is a bad war. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. You are willing to die, you coward, but not to live. Shallow men believe in luck or in circumstance. Strong men believe in cause and effect. It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. 90% of everything you believe you can achieve in life you will. He who writes well runs the civilization. Everyone else does the grunt work. Anything that doesn't take years of your life and drive you to suicide hardly seems worth doing. 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. It is a very funny thing that the sleepier you are, the longer you take about getting to bed. There isn't enough of anything as long as we live, but at intervals a sweetness appears and, given a chance, prevails. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Rousseau identified reason as the disease for which it pretended to be the cure. We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand. To know the history of science is to recognize the mortality of any claim to universal truth. A rock pile ceases to be a rock pile the moment a single man contemplates it, bearing within him the image of a cathedral. The simple step of a courageous individual is not to take part in the lie. One word of truth outweighs the world. When friendship is settled, you must trust. Before friendship is formed, you must pass judgment. I think that if the world were a bit more like Comic-Con, it would be a better place. The man who says he can, and the man who says he cannot are both correct. If I don't find sitting at the feet of Jesus the most glorious place in the world, nowhere else will meet my expectations of wonder or beauty. If you have a dream, don't just sit there. Gather courage to believe that you can succeed and leave no stone unturned to make it a reality. Often, it's not about becoming a new person, but becoming the person you were meant to be and already are, but don't know how to be. All our knowledge has its origin in our perceptions. In the calculus of feelings, you never really know how one person's absence will affect you more than another's. Be known for your kindness and sympathy, for a kind gesture can heal a wound that only compassion can heal. If truth doesn't set you free, generosity of spirit will. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. The highest activity a human being can attain is learning for understanding, because to understand is to be free. Education is what they equip you with, just in case your dream doesn't work out. It is during our failures that we discover our true desire for success. Everything is relative in this world, where change alone endures. When you are on your path, and it is truly your path, doors will open for you where there were no doors for someone else. The goal is to reduce the time of suffering, not eliminate it. You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. The best discoveries always happen to the people who weren't looking for them. Teachers are the one and only people who save nations. The pain you feel today will build you into a better person tomorrow. Don't break down when you face any challenge in life, it will pass. Cherish those who seek the truth, but beware of those who find it. The mind is like a restless monkey, but with practice and detachment, it can be tamed and made peaceful. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. You are forgiven for your happiness and your successes only if you generously consent to share them. When you connect to the silence within you, that is when you can make sense of the disturbance going on around you. Your time is the most precious thing in this world. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. Things will get easier, people's minds will change, and you should be alive to see it. Well, it's hard to be yourself. It's the hardest job there is. There is no fate which cannot be surmounted by scorn. He spoke again as if he hadn't just shattered his promise and her security. Her house of glass now lay in a pile of shards. Sometimes you can see things happen right in front of your eyes and still jump to the wrong conclusions. People don't always want to be with people. It gets tiring. Beauty as we feel it is something indescribable. What it is or what it means can never be said. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. The living self has one purpose only, to come into its own fullness of being. You become mature when you become the authority of your own life. Don't be afraid of death, be afraid of the unlived life. Hard work is only a prison sentence when you lack motivation. Change may not always bring growth, but there is no growth without change. After all, if you run far enough, no one can catch you. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature.